Have you ever held a brand new journal in your hands? The pages are crisp, clean, and empty. They hold endless possibilities. You can fill them with stories, dreams, or simple thoughts. Our lives are a bit like that journal. Each new day is a fresh, unwritten page. We make our plans, we fill our calendars, we chart our course for the week, the month, the year. We think we know what the next chapter will look like. But do we really? Life has a funny way of surprising us. It throws curveballs when we expect a straight pitch. It introduces plot twists we never saw coming. The future is a book with pages we haven't read yet. We spend so much time worrying about tomorrow. We fret over what might happen. We stress about challenges that may never arrive. We build scenarios in our minds, both good and bad. We try to control every detail, manage every outcome. It's a natural human tendency. We want security. We crave predictability. We long for a smooth, easy path. But life isn't always smooth. It's a winding road with unexpected turns and hidden valleys. The truth is, we have very little say over what tomorrow holds. It remains a mystery, a beautiful unknown and sometimes frightening. This uncertainty can feel unsettling, but it can also be an invitation. Think about the weather. A meteorologist can look at all the data, all the charts, and all the patterns. They can give a forecast with a high degree of confidence. Yet sometimes, the predicted sunny day turns cloudy. An unexpected storm rolls in. A gentle breeze becomes a gusty wind. If we can't even predict the weather with absolute certainty, how can we possibly predict the intricate details of our lives? We plan for a picnic, but it rains. We schedule a meeting, but a traffic jam makes us late. We expect a quiet evening, but a friend calls with an urgent need. Life is fluid, ever-changing, and wonderfully unpredictable. This isn't a cause for despair. It's a call to a different way of living. It's an invitation to release our tight grip on the future. What if we saw each day not as a problem to be solved, but as a gift to be unwrapped? What if we approach the unknown not with fear but with faith? The Bible doesn't tell us to ignore tomorrow. Instead, it guides us on how to live today in light of tomorrow's uncertainty. It offers a perspective that can transform our anxiety into peace, our worry into worship. It points us to the one who holds all our tomorrows in his hands. The Bible is refreshingly honest about the brevity of our lives. It doesn't sugarcoat the truth. It looks at our existence squarely. The book of James puts it so poetically. He asks, "What is your life? You are a mist that appears for a little while and then vanishes." James 4:14. Think about that image. Gentle morning mist rising from the ground. It's beautiful, it's ethereal, but it's fleeting. The sun climbs higher, the mist disappears. It evaporates as if it were never there. That, James says, is our life. A brief, beautiful, temporary appearance on the stage of eternity. This isn't meant to be morbid, it's perspective shifting. When we understand how short our time is, it changes our priorities. The little annoyances seem smaller. The big worries lose some of their power. The brevity of life doesn't devalue it. It makes every single moment priceless. Today is what we have. Today is the gift. Today is the opportunity to love, to serve, to forgive, to live. Jesus was a master storyteller. He used simple, relatable parables to teach profound spiritual truths. One of his most powerful stories is about a man we now call the rich fool. You can find his story in Luke chapter 12. This man had a fantastic problem. His land produced such a good crop that he ran out of storage space. His barns were overflowing. His wealth was multiplying. By all worldly standards, he was a massive success. He had worked hard. His efforts had paid off. He was living the dream. What a blessing, right? But his response to this blessing revealed the poverty of his soul. He talked to himself, a sign that his world had become very small. It revolved entirely around him. What shall I do? I have no place to store my crops. His solution was simple. I will tear down my barns and build bigger ones. He was planning for the future. He was thinking ahead. He was being a savvy businessman. Then he laid out his retirement plan. And I'll say to myself, you have plenty of grain laid up for many years. Take life easy, eat, drink, be merry. He thought he had it all figured out. He had secured his future. He had guaranteed his comfort, or so he thought. God's response to the man was chilling. But God said to him, "You fool, this very night your life will be demanded from you. Then who will get what you have prepared for yourself?" The man had planned for many years, but he didn't even have one more day. His story is a stark reminder that our lives are not our own. If anyone understood living with an uncertain tomorrow, it was Abraham. Imagine his situation. He was living a comfortable life in a familiar land. He had his home, his relatives, his routine. Then, God spoke. The call was clear, but the details were not. Go from your country, your people, your father's household to the land I will show you. Genesis chapter 12, verse 1, God didn't give him a map. He didn't provide a 5-year plan. He didn't even tell him the final destination. He just said, go to the land I will show you. It was a call to step out into a great big question mark. Abraham's response is a testament to his faith. The Bible simply says, so Abram went as the Lord had told him. Genesis chapter 12, verse 4, he didn't argue. He didn't negotiate for more information. He didn't demand a detailed itinerary. He packed his belongings, gathered his family, and started walking. He traded the certainty of what he knew for the uncertainty of God's promise. He left behind the security of his past for a future that was entirely in God's hands. This was not a blind leap. It was a faith-filled step. He didn't know where he was going, but he knew who was leading him. When we talk about facing an uncertain and painful tomorrow, no story hits harder than the story of Job. Here was a man who had everything. Blameless, upright, feared God, shunned evil. Large family, immense wealth, great reputation. His life was the picture of stability and blessing. Then, in a single day, his world imploded. He lost his livestock, he lost his servants, and most tragically, all 10 of his children. His tomorrow went from bright and secure to dark and utterly devastating. He was left with nothing but grief and questions. His response in the face of such unimaginable loss is staggering. The Bible says, Job got up and tore his robe and shaved his head. Then he fell to the ground in worship. In his moment of deepest pain, his first reaction was to worship. He didn't curse God. He didn't shake his fist at the heavens. He bowed before the one who had given him everything in the first place. Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I will depart. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. May the name of the Lord be praised. Job understood a fundamental truth that we often forget. Our family, our health, our possessions, they are all on loan from God. Knowing that tomorrow is not promised should not lead us to despair. Instead, it should lead us to purpose. It ought to light a fire in our souls to live today to the fullest. If our time is short, every moment becomes infinitely precious. We just can't afford to waste a single day on trivial pursuits, petty grudges, pointless worry. The brevity of life is a call to intentionality. Stop drifting through our days and start living them on purpose. What does that look like? Living with a sense of mission, guided by faith and overflowing with gratitude, knowing why you are here. Westminster Catechism. Man's chief end is to glorify God and to enjoy Him forever. Every day is an opportunity to reflect God's character in our work, in our relationships, in our acts of service, in our moments of quiet prayer. We can do this in big ways and in small ways. When we live for an audience of one, our daily tasks take on eternal significance. Making dinner for your family becomes an act of love. Doing your job with excellence becomes an act of worship. Gratitude is the fuel for a purposeful life. Start our day by thanking God for the simple gift of being alive. There is a profound prayer tucked away in the book of Psalms. It's found in Psalm 90, a psalm attributed to Moses. After reflecting on the fleeting nature of human life compared to the eternal nature of God, Moses makes a simple, powerful request. He prays, "Teach us to number our days, that we may gain a heart of wisdom." This is not asking for the exact date of our death, it's a plea for perspective. Asking God to help us live aware of our mortality, not to induce fear, but to cultivate wisdom. What does it mean to number our days? Recognize our days are numbered. They are finite. We don't have an infinite supply of tomorrows. This realization starts wisdom. Understanding limited time makes us think more carefully about how we spend it. We evaluate priorities. Is scrolling social media the best use of this unrepeatable day? Is holding an old grudge worth the energy? Numbering our days forces the hard questions about what truly matters. Gaining a heart of wisdom means living in light of eternity. Make choices today that echo into the life to come. Lord, teach me to number my days. Help me live this day with wisdom, purpose, and a heart full of gratitude. In a world of uncertainty where the storms of life can toss us back and forth, we all need an anchor. We need something solid, something immovable to hold on to when the winds blow and the waves crash. The Bible tells us exactly what that anchor is. The book of Hebrews says, "We have this hope as an anchor for the soul, firm and secure." This hope is not a flimsy, wishful thinking. It's not a hope-so kind of hope. It is a confident expectation. It is a certainty based not on our circumstances, but on the unchanging character and promises of God. This anchor of hope is secured in the person of Jesus Christ. The verse in Hebrews goes on to say that our hope enters the inner sanctuary behind the curtain, where our forerunner, Jesus, has entered on our behalf. What does this mean? It means our hope is not tied to anything on this earth. It's not dependent on our health, our finances, our relationships. Our hope is anchored in heaven itself, in the very presence of God where Jesus has gone before us. This is why our hope can be firm and secure even when everything in our world feels shaky and unstable. The anchor holds because it is attached to something eternal. When you trust in Jesus, you are tethered to this unshakable hope. When your soul is anchored in the hope of heaven, you can face any storm on earth. The Bible's message about tomorrow is not ultimately one of fear or uncertainty. It is a message of profound hope. This life is a mist. Tomorrow on earth is not promised, but God gives us a promise beyond our final sunset. He promises an eternal tomorrow. For those who have faith in Jesus Christ, death is not a period. It's a comma, not an end. A transition, a doorway into a future more real and certain than anything we've known. Jesus gave us this promise. Do not let your hearts be troubled. You believe in God. Believe also in me. My Father's house has many rooms. I am going there to prepare a place for you. I will come back and take you to be with me. Jesus has gone ahead to prepare our eternal home. Our future is not a question mark. It's a place this promise transforms how we live today. It gives courage to face trials, knowing they're temporary. No more tears, no more pain, no more uncertainty. A future where we will be home. God is already there.